Imagine a civilization so advanced, so rich, and so powerful that they were able to control most of the Mediterranean. However, in one terrible day and one night, all that splendor disappeared into the ocean without leaving a trace. For more than 2 millennia, this story has sparked heated debate among scientists, archaeologists, and dreamers. The question remains, did Atlantis really exist, or is it just another misunderstood philosophical fable? All these mysteries stem from a single source, the legendary Greek philosopher, Plato. Around 360 BC, in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, Plato wrote a very detailed description of this kingdom. Interestingly, Plato claimed that this story was not fiction, but rather a historical account he obtained from his ancestor Solon, who heard it directly from the ancient Egyptian priests. Plato said Atlantis was behind the Pillars of Hercules, which we now know as the Strait of Gibraltar.
According to these records, Atlantis was a large island, larger than Libya and Asia Minor combined. The capital was built in the form of concentric circles, consisting of land and water canals connected to each other. In the center is a magnificent palace covered in gold, silver, and a mysterious red metal called orichalcum. Their technology was said to be far ahead of its time, with elaborate irrigation systems, and an unrivaled naval fleet. However, great power often brings arrogance. Plato tells that the inhabitants of Atlantis began to lose their morality and became greedy for power. This provoked the anger of the gods. A massive earthquake and a massive flood struck, sinking the island to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Since then, its exact location has been the greatest puzzle in human history. Let's dissect the location theories in more depth.
The most popular scientific theory links Atlantis to the Minoan civilization on the island of Santorini or Thera. Around 1600 years before Christ, there was a giant volcanic eruption that destroyed most of the island and triggered a massive tsunami. The eruption was so powerful that its ash covered the Mediterranean sky. Many scholars believe that it was this real event that later inspired Plato's narrative of Atlantis. However, there is another location that has recently attracted the attention of modern researchers, namely the Rashad structure in Mauritania, Africa, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. This geological formation in the form of concentric circles has a diameter of about 40 kilometers, a size very similar to Plato's description. Although it is currently in the middle of a desert, geological evidence shows that thousands of years ago, this area was once filled with water and surrounded by mountains on its northern side, exactly as described in the dialogue Critias. Not only that, other theories even take us far into Southeast Asia, specifically to the Sunda Shelf, or Indonesia. Some researchers argue that at the end of the Ice Age, rising sea levels submerged vast landmasses that had been the center of early human civilization. Although interesting, strong archaeological evidence to support this theory is still very limited. Compared to the Mediterranean theory. From the perspective of modern science, oceanographers and geologists present quite skeptical arguments. According to the theory of plate tectonics, there is no evidence of a continent sinking in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean in the last 11,000 years. Seafloor mapping carried out using advanced sonar also shows no ruins of a large city in the area mentioned by Plato. This is what led many academics to conclude that Atlantis was simply a political allegory. Why would Plato have to invent it? Many historians argue that Atlantis was created as a parable of the ideal state versus a corrupt state. In the narrative, Atlantis is depicted as having lost a battle against the simple but virtuous ancient Athens. This was Plato's way of warning his society about the dangers of uncontrolled arrogance and absolute power. Even so, the small details in Plato's writings continue to haunt our minds. He mentions certain types of elephants, hot and cold springs, and red, white, and black rock structures. Physical details like these are rare in a work of pure fiction of the period. This is what makes some people remain convinced that beneath the layers of myth, there is a buried historical truth. The search for Atlantis has led us to discover many other things, starting with the underwater ruins of Bimini Road, to a deeper understanding of ancient natural disasters. Perhaps Atlantis is not a specific place, but rather a composite of the collective memory of humanity about various great civilizations that were destroyed by natural disasters in the past. As deep-sea exploration technology advances, the opportunities for finding definitive answers are wide open. Whether it's at the bottom of the Atlantic, under the sands of the Sahara, or perhaps in a location we've never even thought of before. This mystery lives on because it touches our deepest curiosity about the origins of civilization and how fragile human existence is in the face of the forces of nature. So, in your opinion, is Atlantis a real city that now lies silent at the bottom of the sea? Or is it simply a moral warning from a great philosopher? Will we someday find irrefutable proof, or will it remain an eternal mystery? Write your detailed opinion in the comments column below. Thank you for following this in-depth investigation to the end. If you enjoy historical content and storytelling like this, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on other discussions about world mysteries. See you in the next video.